Hey everybody, it's Old Fart, your old buddy. How you doing?
You have bad breath caused by gingivitis.
Here's some points to consider. When Dave says Ford told other people long before, the operative words being long before, when Ford told other people long before Kavanaugh was nominated about the experience, how long is long before, Dave? You didn't specify. Did you forget? You forget to put that in? Because it's obvious you're reading off some kind of short script and you're bouncing around. So you do 3 sentences, then you collect your thoughts. Did you forget to mention that? Well, Dave doesn't tell us how long the long before was. This is one of the prime reasons he says she should be believed. If you were her lawyer, it'd be a slam dunk, wouldn't it? He's serious, folks. He's serious. That's what's funny. Kavanaugh has been on the circuit court since 2006. Is that before or after the long before? Dave also doesn't know that folks can beat a polygraph, and they mean squat as far as a guilty or innocent verdict in a court of law. Dave apparently doesn't know that. So those are his 2 main reasons she should be believed. And I just dispensed with them in about 45 seconds. Brownie also needs to avail himself of all the documents related to the Kavanaugh nomination on the Senate Judiciary website. Some of it related to classmates vouching for him. So it wasn't some conspiracy that they pulled up all these people vouching for him. It's been on the Senate Judiciary site for several months, Dave. I know that's a lot of reading. And like I've said many times before, some of the articles I've written, I did more research in those than you've done in your entire life. That's sad. That's a sad existence. You've wasted your life. So you should, and unlike you, I'll link to that down there, Dave, so you can go not read it and then get some talking points off Rachel Maddow, or Mandow, whatever it is, and I can embarrass you again. This is pretty much the way it goes every time, as there's a mountain of material to sift through. So, Dave, Senate Judiciary website, read it. You've got enough free time. Sit down, old man, and do some actual reading for once. Apparently, this is the first time Old Fart Rants has been interested in a SCOTUS nomination. That's about it, folks. Not much there at all. Before we move on, didn't I tell you, Dave, to quit doing videos sans shirt? That's gross. Nobody wants to see that. Trust me. Hey, Old Fart Rants, I think you need to collect yourself a bit better before doing these videos. You are bouncing around all over the place in that video. What's the deal with that? You're worse than Jacqueline Glenn when she does a video, but at least she goes to the dentist, so it's not as painful to watch. What's the deal with you bouncing around in the vid? So now we're going to go, since Old Fart Rants likes to throw the liar card around, when you have no arguments, you just say liar, 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 and Old Fart Rants likes to do that. So we're going to do a little spiel here. Which Old Fart Rants do you believe? 2 more things real quick. Dave, why didn't you link to the police report that Ford filed when this happened? You didn't link to the police report. You'll have to go back and do that. Stefan Molyneux's got a lot better video than Brownie does, where he gets really in-depth. And I'll just put a screenshot of that up and you go find it. It's a lot better than this nonsense Dave put up. Now I'm going to play a clip from Brownie's video where he gave me a giant moron award, and I've refuted that. See my the Old Fart Rants refutation station. It's in my playlist, Old Fart Rants, getting corrected with the facts. I've already debunked everything in that video, but I'm going to play a little clip from that. Which Old Fart Rants are we to believe? The persona on the internet, or the one that I debated several times and tried to get into details, and look what happened. I thought Dave put that in his giant moron video award, but he didn't. He selectively, he didn't include all the screenshots of our debate, but there's a screenshot of him saying he studied the Bible front to back for 50 years and attended a Christian university and all that, but that's not true, because as I exposed, you can see the video on your screen now. He doesn't know the basics of the basics. If he'd been studying for 50 years, now I learned more. Actually, I've forgotten more before I was 25 than he's done in 80 years. Than he knows in 80 years. So his statement, that was an attempt to try to intimidate people into not debating him, because he figured if I come out and just make the most outlandish, ridiculous claim, they won't debate me. Well, Dave, I hate to tell you, but people aren't really scared of you. You're not an intellect. So which Dave are we to believe? The one that makes outlandish, ridiculous claims on the internet of being an expert and studying for 50 years, or a guy who would probably be embarrassed by a bunch of high school kids in a theological debate? So, Dave, liar, liar, pants on fire. Does this is fun. Does anybody remember when Brownie did his Occupy This video? He started saying, I remember, we're coming for you. Oh, watch out, folks. There's people with tennis balls on the bottom of their walkers coming after you. They're coming for you. We'll be there in about 18 years. We're coming for you. Ooh, don't shout into that mic too loud, Dave. You might scare your cat. But he did a video, Occupy This, where he purported to give everybody a history lesson. But in my response, I noted that he forgot about Repudiation Day, which happened years before the Boston Tea Party. Because, now, Dave, you don't come up with anything on your own. Everything you get it's basically a product of groupthink. So who put you up to this, that the Boston Tea Party was proof that the founders wanted higher taxes on corporations? Who put you up to that? Because you don't come up with anything like... You're not even smart enough to come up with that on your own. But you forgot about Repudiation Day. So I guess while you were attending that university, the history class that you slept through, maybe or maybe not, didn't cover Repudiation Day, which debunked your half-assed, brain-fried, ridiculous belief that the founders would have voted for Bernie Sanders and higher taxes on corporations. So which Dave are we to believe? The one that was a history expert in Occupy This, or the real Dave that didn't even know about Repudiation Day because he never took a history class? Uh-oh. Let's keep going. Now, this screenshot contains a whole ton of information. I could literally go on for hours. Old Fart Rants has made so many errors on firearms. I don't think he even knows that an AR-15 is a glorified 22. One of the he conflates. He doesn't know he uses the loaded term assault weapon, and he doesn't even know what it is. I asked him what he thinks an assault weapon is. He couldn't answer. I asked him if his view of assault weapon mimicked the Clinton administration definition. He couldn't answer. He's made a bevy of errors, and I have the screenshots of all of this. He also conflated a magazine and a clip. I don't think he knows what they are. He thinks they're probably magazine clip thingies. As far as I know, he's never fired a gun or owned a gun, so he doesn't know much about them. He's just made a ton of errors, so I'll leave it at that. You can look through all that. And Dave, if you want to point out any of my errors, I'm waiting for you to just knock me down with knowledge in your videos, because now, although I don't view myself as a gun aficionado, not even close, again, this is another subject where I've forgotten more than you know. So which Dave do we believe? The one who knows all about guns and what we need to do to prevent gun crime? Or the Dave who doesn't even know what an assault weapon is, doesn't even know what he means, doesn't know what the Clinton administration means, doesn't know the difference between a magazine and a clip, went off on the AR-15 after the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting when that wasn't even the weapon used, didn't know about Florida's laws related to concealed carry and alcohol because he thought, we're talking about a good guy with a gun, you think a good guy with a gun being drunk would do something? Actually, Florida's laws prevent that. You would get in trouble if you're concealed carrying, and I explained this to him, in Florida or even Iowa. I looked up Iowa's laws on that. Actually, I was familiar with Iowa's laws on that anyway, but I linked to it. Dave. Actual links, actual research. And if you get caught in Florida and you're drunk and you're carrying at the time, you're going to get your license revoked. In Iowa, they can refuse your license if let's say you're going to Alcoholics Anonymous, they're not going to give you a concealed carry permit. So which Dave are we to believe? The one who bloviates behind a microphone with no opposition and blocks everybody who disagrees with him, or the Dave who knows nothing? Liar, liar, pants on fire, Dave. One more. We got one more to go. Now what I'm featuring is a montage of comments from Dave's challenge to Wild Bill, which I've refuted. Search my videos for a response. So it's in my Old Fart Rants Getting Corrected with the Facts playlist. Already debunked his little challenge to Wild Bill. And you'll see some of the people in that video I've already refuted. He told me, well, I'll have a clip at the end, that he was going to send his subscribers over and viewers and sheep to congratulate me. And so I started debating them, and I've compiled about 40 some right now. I'll do a video in the future, but Brown Teeth was telling his sheep to go over to Bill's channel and post a link, which if I did that to him, as you'll see, he would say that's harassment. Actually, I don't tell people to go and post links. What I've done is I've gone over to some of his sheep and said, here's why Old Fart Rants is an uneducated idiot, and I'll list off all the things, and of course they get mad. If you give them an argument longer than 3 sentences, their brain explodes. So Dave was telling his sheep to go over to Bill's channel and harass him. It would be harassment if someone else did it, and post a link. And that's okay. But Dave, you don't like your own medicine much, do you? And I've refuted some of some of the idiots that you're seeing in this montage. I've already debunked them. Like Hamaster piece of whatever. And I had it out with that Karen Cole or Keith Cole or whatever it is, that fat guy over on my Old Fart Rants Get Sunk by Noah's Ark. The fat guy had quite a hissy fit and went into an expletive-laced tirade, which I saved. When I challenged it on whether Old Fart Rants knows whether the Hebrews categorized animals with kingdom, phyla, class, order, genus, species, all that. I'm afraid, Dave, I'm afraid the Hebrew world was a lot different than today. The Bible wasn't written by some guy at the New York Times 3 years ago. But the main point, Dave was telling his sheep to go over to Bill's channel and harass them. That's what it would be if someone else did it. Harass Bill and post a link to Dave's response. And now we have this clip too. Listen to this. I do need to add this. Since you blocked me, aren't you chicken bleep, Dave? Since, Bill blocked you, which makes him a chicken bleep. So which Dave do we believe? The one who thinks Bill's a chicken bleep because he blocked you, or the one who blocked me and isn't a chicken bleep? That's kind of funny, isn't it? Sometimes, Old Fart Rants, sometimes a bully gets bullied, doesn't he?
Meanwhile, my viewers are smart and savvy, and some of them might be coming over to your channel to congratulate you because you just won the Old Fart Rants Giant Moron Award. Maybe you can frame it and hang it up right next to your degree from Harvard or Liberty University or whatever school you went to that owes you a refund. Peace and love, everybody. Please join me in saluting YouTube Kook Detector, a true giant moron.
Now feast your eyes on the comment on your screen. Which Dave, or the screen grab going by, which Dave would we believe? The Dave who tells his sheep to go over to my channel and congratulate me and then gets mad when I start recording it and start debating them. The Dave who tells his sheep to go over to Wild Bill's channel and spam links. Who to believe, that Dave or the Dave who says it's harassment when someone goes over to a friend of his channel and exposes him. Like you said, the Hebrew and Greek were dead languages. Well, you said that. That's an uneducated reply. You didn't know what an assault weapon was. I mean, I could go on for 3 hours on your errors. But which Dave do we believe? The one that says it's harassment when I point out his errors? Or the Dave who thinks it's funny to send his sheep over to congratulate people and or spam links? Like I said, sometimes a bully gets bullied. And sometimes you get a big old dose of your own medicine down your gullet. You don't like it, do you? And we'll close this up with some. I've already done a partial on this, my Old Fart Rants Reputation Station Part 2, and we'll play that again just to hammer it home. Which Dave? Who to believe? Which one? We got another section of Old Fart Rants versus Old Fart Rants coming up in 1 second. The next part in the Old Fart Rants versus himself saga that we're going to cover, the main part here will be, at first he wanted me to debate his viewers, and because he sent him over to my channel, then I started debating him. You see, folks, he wanted me to debate him. So I started debating his idiots, and he threw a hissy fit. Take a look at the screenshot on your screen. This was part of I have this uploaded on Facebook, this entire debate. It was about stand your ground laws, and he posted this video as a response to anything I'll ever say or ever said and ever will say. Sounds like he wants out of a debate. Well, you plug that URL into your browser and you get the Smell the Roses Poopy video. So I'll put the screenshot for that up and the screenshot of his comments that he put underneath that video, that he didn't name this person, but you actually did, dummy. You're not too bright, are you?
There's a certain YouTuber who I think epitomizes the damage that religious and political propaganda can do, who just so happens to also be my most prolific stalker. And the timing couldn't be better because he just posted his 28th video about me. He has a channel called YouTube Poop Inspector. Now that's not the real name because I don't want to give him any publicity. I'll just call him Poopy. Over 3 years ago, in a debate about religion on my channel, I asked Poopy a simple yes or no question, and he couldn't answer it. Well, he flipped out and he started attacking me, so I blocked him and gave him a giant moron award. All this just because he couldn't answer a question every bit as simple and easy as, do you know where your keys are? So he plays his own videos over and over and trolls YouTube channels, including some of my viewers' channels, bad-mouthing me and begging for views. So some of you might know who I'm talking about.
I think that'll suffice. I find it funny when Old Fart Rants complains about insults. Yes, I'm going to insult you, and then I'm going to refute you, and then I'm going to insult you some more and refute you some more. But I thought you wanted me to debate your sheep. You said some of them are going to come over and congratulate me, and I took them on. So, I don't know, maybe you should think twice before running your mouth. I'm not a country fan, but what was that song? Poor, poor, pitiful Dave. So we have several examples here in this video. Which Dave to believe? I debunked his 60-second talking points on Dr. Ford or whatever its name is. And then he plays the liar card. So Dave, I have exposed you again as a liar, a hypocrite, and an idiot. So which Dave do we believe? The Dave that runs his mouth in front of a camera and blocks everyone because he's chicken? Bark, 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 bark. Or the real Dave that I got into several detailed debates on and destroyed? And then the Dave that he got mad because I was informing some people. It's harassment if you tell people why Old Fart Rants is uneducated. And I always have detailed ammunition. I always get into details. Dave, you do Google, you do Rachel Mandow, you do Talking Points Memo. You don't learn anything. So, be careful pulling that toothpick out of someone else's eye. You got a telephone pole in yours. Dave, it's been a pleasure owning you again. Have a nice day. Actually, I hope you have a terrible day. I do. And don't thank me now.